Well, let's shuffle on now to one of Nick's favorite topics. I know he loves it so. Star Wars.
No.
The Ahsoka trailer dropped. I just want to focus in on this picture here. So Thrawn was revealed. Don't really like thought. Right, just my initial thoughts. Better trailer, right? It's a better trailer than the teaser that they released. Very femme focused, but that's Disney all over nowadays. It's like, of course they are. Yep. Why would you expect anything else? Grand Admiral Thrawn. Don't like his look. Not gonna lie. Don't think it translates massively well. But
he kind of looks
what
weird.
Did you think? He does, doesn't he? What did you think of it, Nick?
I thought the Force is female in Rebels season 5, which is basically what this is Rebels season 5. Who knows how much Ahsoka we're gonna get in this, how much Thrawn we're gonna get in this, but we seem to be getting a lot of the Rebels crew in this show.
Yeah.
And Dave Filoni came out and was like, you don't have to see Rebels to know what's going on here. But if you haven't watched that show, you're going to have no clue of the backstory of what's happening in this show. Of course, he's going to say that because he wants people to watch the show. But
Rebels was a great show. Honestly,
I liked Rebels.
That's the last good Star Wars show other than Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah, I really liked Rebels, and we've talked about this on our channel on Echo Base Network before about how Lucasfilm is just really bad at titling their shows. I mean, Book of Boba Fett.
That was
what? There was no book involved. There was no. There was 2 episodes with him not even in it. Then we get Kenobi, and it's more focused on Leia and Reva. We get Ahsoka, and it's more focused like it's Rebels. Andor,
and Ahsoka wasn't in Rebels much.
No,
made a couple of appearances, yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, who knows if this is going to be good or not? This show, my expectations are extremely low for anything that they do Star Wars related. What
a shame.
So you didn't rate the trailer then at all?
I mean, I gave the trailer, if I was going to rate it out of 10, I just saw it a couple hours ago. I'd give it a 4 out of 10.
I'd give it a 6. You know why? Because it's Rey's last stuff, and he's bloody good in the trailer. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
he's really good.
He's probably the character I'm probably going to like the most, and it's going to be so disappointing.
Is that the old heavy-set fella?
Yeah.
It looks great. The trailer, I do think the trailer looks good.
It's Ray Stevenson, isn't it? He died recently.
Yep, and then we're gonna get no more of him, after the season. So if he dies in this, then okay, then it makes sense. But if there's some sort of continuation where he's still out there, I guess they're gonna have to recast.
I can't wait for Girl Power the show. I'm gonna watch it again, just like Cats.
Yeah,
I like the music. I like the music.
That just reminded me of something
like
else.
Tron, almost, isn't it? Doesn't it almost?
I'm big on synthwave though. So
are you down with that? Oh man, I gotta drop
something in the private chat. But look, I might have thought this looked exciting a couple of years ago, but I've gotten to the point now, and I hate being like the Debbie Downer of this fucking show.
No.
This
Nick's
whole
been
thing
down on it as well. So
I've been on down on just about everything but Blue Beetle at this point. Like
you are defending Blue Beetle, that's true.
Like I just really have lost all care and give a shit for Star Wars. I have never trusted Filoni. This to me feels like Filoni has come full circle and gotten exactly what he has wanted since the day that George Lucas said, "No, she's supposed to die in Order 66."
Yeah.
Now he can pretty much do whatever he wants because George isn't in charge. And sure enough, right after Disney bought it, he came out with the Ahsoka Lives shirt on. But something else in this trailer that annoys me. I'm so tired of hearing the rah, rah,
Yeah.
rah. It's like they put it in everything, and I'm just like,
It's a cool sound. I mean, why not lean into it, right?
Yeah,
Like a TIE fighter.
Yeah, a bit much. I don't know. Look, as a trailer, it's better than the first one. The music was good. I like the music, and like at the end of the day as well, the only thing I don't know, maybe it's a moral compass thing, but you know, I like Ray. It's a shame that he's dead. I like him as an actor. I think it was a shame that he wasn't in more things.
Yeah,
and watching his performance in the trailer, I'm like, that's the standout performance for me. I'm looking at it all. I'm like, yeah, that's like, I'm not seeing the actor. That's a new character. Whereas I look at the other people, I'm like, well, that's just actors. Like I don't know, like I'm more immersed in that performance. So I'm very keen to see his performance and what his character is. So I don't really care too much about anything else. And, I'd quite like to see him whooping Ahsoka's ass. Although obviously he'll probably get beaten, which would be a shame.
I think it'll be better than Kenobi. I don't know if I'm going to invest any time in it until a few episodes have come out. Are there any men in it other than Rey and Thrawn? It seemed like a very forces female.
No, I don't think there is actually.
And I'm wondering if this is just going to lead into the Acolyte, if that ever manifests.
Well, no, it'll lead into the movie that Filoni's making.
Okay,
Won't it? I think is that the plan?
Well, it's all leading towards the sequel trilogy, which is the problem.
True.
Here, right?
Yeah, this is true. Well, Nick, is this going into that? Oh.
Yeah, and that's something else that I brought up when we were talking about Ahsoka last week on our channel. Is we already know whatever story they're telling here. I don't know what the story is going to be, but ultimately we know that Thrawn's not around. The First Order comes around. The New Republic's still there, and all that sort of stuff that happened with the sequel trilogy. So it's kind of like we already know the outcome. I mean, I guess you could sort of look at it like the prequels. We knew the outcome. We just didn't know the whole story of the downfall of Anakin Skywalker, which is what really drew people to the prequels, because that's what the story was about. But with this, what's the draw here? Seeing what happens to Ahsoka. She obviously wasn't around during the sequel trilogy, but we heard her voice when Rey's saying, "I am all the Jedi." So she's obviously dead at that point in time.
It's a good point.
Well, they are really banking on her being something
Rosario.
that people are interested in. And, like I will say, actually, this looks like they've spent more money on it than the likes of Kenobi, even The Mandalorian. It looks financially more invested than the latest season of The Mandalorian, which makes sense because Filoni's on it.
Yeah.
But they are really banking on her being this next big thing, which is odd. I didn't think there was a mass appeal to it. I guess there is, but
I guess she's the last sort of fan favorite character from the animated stuff, right? I mean, unless they bring out what's Dr. Aphra from the comics, I don't know that she's got much of a following. It's interesting too that they've brought in Thrawn, because we had an event here. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was Liberty Convention, and Timothy Zahn, who wrote the several Star Wars books, but the Thrawn trilogy, and Mike Baron, the guy that wrote Punisher comics and the Flash comics, actually for a while adapted the Thrawn trilogy. And of course they were asking, what does this have to do with that? And this is it's almost like some strange hybrid of, it doesn't fit, the canon, and which obviously Disney doesn't give a damn about.
Yeah.
So I don't know who this is directly appealing to. And again, when I mentioned earlier, there aren't very many males, and let's be honest, this is a male property. It's guys that like this. I know there are women that do, and I'm not trying to say it's not for women. I'm certainly not.
No, I agree.
I'm just saying it generally appeals to boys more than girls. And it just seems that that's been Disney Disney's play for everything is to try to make it more princess centric, and you can see that plainly in this trailer. Even though the trailer looks great, you know.
Yeah, I'll give you that for sure. I will give you that for sure.
Think about what they did with Kenobi. What was the central figure? Wasn't it Princess Leia? And which was completely broke canon, because when Princess Leia meets Ben, she didn't say, "Oh man, remember those adventures we had?" Or none of that was there. There was absolutely no history between the two.
I love how people try to make. I ran into somebody who was trying to defend that. They're saying, "Well, we didn't see everything they talked about on the Millennium Falcon. How do you know that they didn't have a conversation?"
The mental gymnastics.
It's like, that's the mental gymnastics like I ain't never seen, because she didn't go, like.
She didn't even cry when he died. She didn't give a shit.
No.
No. I mean,
she just sent the message. She's like, "General Kenobi, you served my father during the Clone Wars. Don't you think she would have been like, General Kenobi, remember that time you saved my ass?
You remember when you hid me under your cloak?" Yeah, of course. Of course. It's obvious. But Disney doesn't care. It's those kinds of ideas that come up that shock me, that get greenlit over at Disney, where there's not somebody to stand up and say, wait a minute. Remember when Leia met Ben? We can't do that. We got to think of something else. Somebody should have immediately shit-canned that idea when it came up, and they didn't. And there's nobody over there to do it.
No, well, they're all yes men to Kathleen Kennedy.
And Ewan McGregor even came out and said publicly, it was supposed to be about me and Luke.
It should have been.
And they changed it.
That's right. It should have been.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well.
That is hilarious.